Welcome to an introduction to the Marshall University Special Collections online database. In this tutorial, you will learn the purpose of the MU Special Collections online database, how to identify and use different search options in the database according to your needs, how to request an image from the library, and how to identify a finding aid and use it in your research. The database is like a library catalog, except it has records about the archival collections housed at Marshall University. Many of our collections are related to Marshall history and the Huntington community. Most of the collections contain primary sources like photos, objects, diaries, and letters. Sometimes the source you need is available to access online, and other times you'll need to visit us in Morrow Library. More about that distinction later. So, why would you use this database? Well, have you ever walked around campus and wondered, what's the story behind that building? The MU Special Collections might hold some clues. For example, did you know that Old Main is the original site of Marshall College before we were a university? You can find a variety of pictures of Old Main, like this one, and other campus buildings and landmarks in our online collection. Let's check it out. To find the database, go to the Special Collections website at www.marshall.edu/special-collections. Then, click on Manuscripts on the left-hand side of the screen under the Favorites menu. This page will tell you a little bit more about what our collections hold. When you're ready to search, click Search Online Database. Clicking on this will open a new window. First, I'm going to show you how to perform a basic search. Go to the search box and type Old Main. By putting the words in quotation marks, the database will show you results that include the keyword Old Main, rather than just Old and Main. We will also select Items with Images Only, because that's what we're interested in. Next, click Search. As you can see, there are 15 records with images of Old Main. Let's take a closer look at those records. Each image has a record, and that record will include the different pieces of information about the image. For example, our first result is a photographic print of Old Main on the Marshall College campus in 1913. This is the accession number, which tells us which collection this image is located in. Let's click on the record. On the right-hand side, you can view more details about this image, such as its catalog number, physical description, date, title, copyright information, the name of the collection it's from, accession number, and the search terms and subjects associated with it. If you wanted to see the physical photo, you should write down the title and accession number and bring those to the Special Collections Department. You can also see a larger version of the image by clicking on it. From there, you have two options for using the image. You can save it to your computer, or you can request the image from the department. You should decide whether to save it or request it depending on your needs. For example, if you're writing a paper for a class, you can most likely use the version available here. If you need the image for other purposes, please contact the department. Before we move on to finding aids, I want to show you the other search options in the database. First, the advanced search option is useful for finding specific objects or images in the database. For example, you can use that option to find images you already have an accession number for, or to search for an object in a particular year. Next, the Random Images search is ideal for browsing the variety of images available in the database. Next, by clicking Archives, you will see a list of our available collections. Finally, by clicking Photos or Objects, you will see a list of every image or object in the database. What else can you use our online database to find? Besides looking at individual photos or objects, you can also find information about what our collections hold. A finding aid is a guide to a single collection, which often includes information about its contents and how it's organized. Not all collections have finding aids, but those that do often include the following information: collection title, accession number, span dates, creator, repository, date collection processing was completed, access to collection, search terms associated with the collection, biographical sketch of the creator or subject, scope and content of the collection, processing notes, preferred citation, and container and contents list. This is the archive record for the Memphis, Tennessee Garrison papers, who was from Huntington and became an integral figure in the NAACP. It includes a finding aid that will tell us more about what her papers relate to. Finding aids open as PDFs. The first page of a finding aid includes the collection's name, accession number, and repository address. You can scroll through the beginning to read more about Garrison and what her collection holds. Under Scope and Content, you'll see a list of series. Let's say we are interested in Garrison's involvement with the NAACP. We'll jump to Series 7 and 7A to see more about that. Scroll down to Series 7 and you can see that it begins in Box 4. Box 4 contains multiple folders, which include correspondence, newspaper articles, and speeches. If you're interested in seeing any of these materials, you'll need to visit our department, located on the second floor of Morrow Library. Bring the accession number, box number, and folder number with you. In this tutorial, you learned the purpose of the MU Special Collections online database, how to identify and use different search options in the database according to your needs, how to request an image from the library, and how to identify a finding aid and use it in your research. Please call, email, or visit us with any questions you might have about using this database in our collections.